Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you are in my house. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor. It's a privilege. And we've got a special guest today, an unknown variation of a beautifully carved little mushroom crystal. I don't know, is it jasper? Is it yellow calcite? Is it some form of quartz? I don't know. I'd love your thoughts. So please share them. I'd love to see if it immediately you look at it and you're like, oh, that's obviously beep, beep, redacted. I mean, redacted because I don't know what it is yet. But you let me know, beautiful soul, what your thoughts on this little cutie are. I'm going to set it down. It's giving me this Alice in Wonderland feeling like I should eat it, but I think eating rocks, well, I don't think I'm quite there yet on my journey. It may arise, but not yet. So we're doing what we do here in the house, beautiful soul, which if you're a regular and you've got a key to the house and you're here often, you know. And if you're new and you just busted in through a window or a friend shoved you through the door, first, kiss that friend. And second, what we do here is channel. We read the energies. We take in the vibes. We feel, we taste, we smell, we hear. We talk about the realm of the heart a lot. And we bask in the glory that is this moment right here. This one. Check the time. It's this moment. This is the moment you were made for, beautiful soul. And that is the only rule here in the house. So let's see what Spirit wants to share with you, my sweet friend. So much just came through at once that I'm thunderstruck. Won't attempt to sing that, but quite a banger, as the kids say. This world, beautiful soul, this world, let's talk about it for a second. Allow me to guide you, if you will. Eyes closed, eyes open, up to you. Let your imagination take this one. Think of the street outside, where you are right now. What does it look like? What do you see of nature in your mind's eye? What do you smell? What do you hear? And this is all under the assumption that you have access to these senses. Fill in the experience with whatever senses you do have access to, my sweet friend. Fill it in like Flynn. What does the street look like? Lamp posts, electrical wires, the thrum of human society, cobblestones, trees, a bear just there, the smell of pine needles or dog poop or any other number of scents, the sound of birdsong, car horns honking. Take it in for a second. It's really, I promise, this will be put to good intellectual use. the street outside of wherever you are. And now, think of other streets, other roads that you've seen, roads you've walked or ridden on. Other countries, other cities, other neighborhoods. Maybe you've seen them on TV, in shows, in pictures. Maybe you have memories of roads and streets from dreams. Or you don't know where they're from. They're just there. Now hear this, beautiful soul, and listen carefully. Every street and every road you've ever seen was made for you. It was crafted for you to see it, for you to smell it, for you to travel upon it, if that's what you did, or witness it from a distance, if that's what you did. These roads and these streets, Spirit says, are examples of symbols that have been crafted over seemingly this immense amount of linear time. In some regions, underneath the asphalt is cobblestone from a century prior. In some regions, the dirt of the road is the same dirt. Perhaps it's been mowed over a bit and rained on a bit over time, but it's the same dirt that's been there for as long as documented history reports. And yet all of these corners, all of these roads, all of these streets, although they're meant to take us from place to place, although we're meant to travel across them and on them and through them, and maybe under them, if you're thinking of streets and subways and tunnels, if that came to you, if you described to yourself a subway station, yeah, we're on them. Yeah, we're moving through town. Maybe people and nature are hustling and bustling, or maybe it's complete and utter stillness. Whatever you pictured, wherever you are, beautiful soul, the message from Spirit today to you is that that street, that road is made for you. It is made for you. It was made for you to see. It was made for you to hear, to sense, to smell, to experience. And that's just the beginning. Spirit chose streets and roads to hand, intersections to hand to your mind's eye, to illustrate the way that we see our environment as something we're passing through. Largely, we see our workplace as something we're passing through. We see our public spaces as areas that we're passing through. We see destinations as only temporary until we need pass through them to the next one. And Spirit says, yes, you are passing through. Spirit acknowledges that, yeah. This entire life experience in a human vehicle, a form that we love so much, a mental link that we enjoy so much, it is something we're passing through, absolutely. But it was made for you to pass through it. It was made for you to see it, to smell it, to taste it, to feel it. It is personal in that it means something for your journey. Not something that you need to intellectually discern and figure out, like, oh man, I live on the corner of 5th and 6th. That adds up to 11. Oh, I knew it. 11's my lucky number. And now I gotta put 11s on anything and everything. Don't look at the little reader handle at YouTube. That'll give away the whole origin of that example. But It's the concept of we don't need to intellectually understand or figure out the whys. They will arise the moment they're ready to be intellectually understood and known. Instead, Spirit is taking this opportunity to give us permission, to give you permission, beautiful soul, to go into your environment not with a transitional, I am moving to get to somewhere else, A to B, A to Z, destination mindset. It's all liminal space. It's all filler. It's all buffer. Like in a video game. I just lost the title of what it's called, but it's like there's this space to roam. And in a video game, if you're a gamer, perhaps you can provide me with some context. It's cool to have space to roam and space to interact. Like this environment was built for me, like the programmers added it on intentionally so I could wander through it. And in real life, we're like, I just got to get to my destination. I don't want to see any of this extra space. It's not for me. Just get me from here to there to my safe space. And Spirit loves that. Spirit loves humans. Spirit loves the human experience, loves the mind, loves its cuteness and innocence and naivete, even when it thinks it's being so naughty, so bad, so raw, so, absolutely debauched. Spirit's just like, look at my baby. But Spirit wants you to know, beautiful soul, as the programmer, Spirit, which happens to be what you are, but that's another story for another transmission, gave every inch of playable space to you as a destination. It was made for you. It was made for you to feel the spaces, to learn something in the spaces. Again, it doesn't have to be an intellectual understanding. Like today I learned at the subway, if you step in the wrong place, you will step in human waste. Not that type of learning, although, hey, noted. It's more like today I learned at the subway that if you stand quietly and you listen, you can hear the sounds of laughter from people coming down the stairs as they talk with their friends and joke as they're getting on the train. And I learned that I feel good when I hear that. I learned that the colors inside of this place, they make me feel like I'm in a much smaller space than I am. And that reminds me of how much I appreciate the expansive blue sky. Then you get on the bus or the train, and you learn that the seats that you're sitting in are oddly comfortable. Potentially you could fall asleep in them. And you learn that you wouldn't be surprised that other people do. Or the complete opposite of that. You learn that when you're totally present in the moment, as we talked about in yesterday's transmission with watching a movie, you feel the way your shoes stick to the subway floor. And it reminds you, stay grounded. Stay grounded. Or you learn that you'd never like to take the subway again for at least a week, until all the interactions have worn off and been washed off and cleansed and purged from your form. It wasn't just made for you to feel sticky floors or hard seats or hear laughter. It was made for you. This entire world. The things that we take for granted, like lampposts and trees. In an infinite universe, these symbols are what were given to your experience, beautiful soul. Again, not to intellectually rack the brain with why. Why lampposts? Why trees? But to appreciate them for the oddness or the specialness or the complete mundanity, if that is a word, of what they are. To see them for their uniqueness. It is a unique world, a unique street outside your home, a unique bustling subway station that you visit every day, a unique car that you drive in your commute. These passageways, these liminal points, they are alive. They are vibrating with electricity. They are ever changing. They are ever transmitting valuable feedback to the entirety of you, not just the intellectual mind, but to the heart space, to the form. This is how inspiration is born. To become alive with your environment, with these liminal spaces, and to look at them as they look back at you and recognize there is an energy exchange taking place, and that these symbols, these unique symbols of lampposts and trees and signs and cars, roads and grass and bears, smells and tastes, they are all greeting and meeting your senses for you. They're completing a picture. And your notice of them, your awareness of them, your awareness of the liminal environment with intentional meeting, giving even the inanimate your full attention, is the missing puzzle piece to why it all exists at all. It just existed so that you could notice it. And when you do, alchemy. When you do, chemical reaction. When you notice and greet it as a friend. All these silly little things we're so mentally conditioned to ignoring. When you see them as if it's for the first time, and they see you, all is well. The mission is complete. Spirit says it may not always be enjoyable. The environment you find yourself in may not always be pleasurable to the senses. Might not smell right, taste right, feel right in the way that it fires off all our favorite pleasure chemicals. But it wasn't ever supposed to. If supposed to was an accurate translation of the sentiment coming through, which it isn't fully. Pleasure of mind, pleasure of sense, pleasure of form wasn't the point. Acknowledgement. The love that is inherent in being the witness and saying, I see you, and I don't need to change a thing about you. That was the point. And when you do it with your five senses, to your environment, whatever it may be, beautiful soul, the universe thanks you. It says, thank you so much for seeing me, for noticing me, for loving me. How can I serve you? That is where we are leaving it today, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for joining me and this little mystery mushroom in the house today. As always, it is an honor. I'm sending you all the love I've got. Always more, never less, until we meet again. Because why? Chicken fry, partially. And also because you are so very worthy of it. Bye for now, beautiful soul.